Look at this man go. Kurt Fearnley, one of Australia's great athletes, a phenomenal record, just turns up to marathons and just wins them, to be honest. 3 times Paralympic champion, 4-time world champion, and as of very recently, a 5-time winner. You can see there at the magnificent New York Marathon. And he is bringing out this book, which is magnificent. It's called Pushing the Limits. You've got to buy it, and hopefully you get to meet the great man as well who joins us, Kurt Fearnley. Great to see you. Let's get straight down to the gist of it. New York. The wind is howling. They had to cut your race a little short because of the strength of the wind. It was so cold. Talk us through the closing stages, because it was a pack finish. And what gets you over the line, Kurt? What do you draw on to take the win?
It's uphill now. I've been on a break for 20 kilometres. They caught me in the last couple of K. I decided not to wait to let Ernie dictate that attack. We both attacked on the different side of the road, and then it's just hold your breath and keep moving. Forget anyone else is around you. Just believe that you're going to get to the finish line, and this time I do.
And when you're absolutely spent, when you're absolutely cooked, what are you drawing upon to keep going?
I say this thing again and again, and I say just, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And it's a trigger. As soon as I hear that, it's just a response in me that it says that I am somebody who will never stop. Just whatever is going on, whatever I'm feeling, if I say that right then, it just consolidates that I'm going to do whatever I have to get to the finish.
Have you ever quit, even on a practice run or in a marathon? Has it ever got too hard for you and you've hated yourself for actually not finishing whatever prescribed distance you'd put in front of yourself that day?
I would hate that.
Yeah.
I actually, so my coach actually, what he has to do is some of the best days that I'm with him is he has to cut me off short. Because when he's not there, I will just drill myself into the ground, and then I end up getting fatigued. But if he sees that I've crossed the point of beneficial training, he needs to be there to actually stop me. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing it. And 57 marathons, 57 finishes, 37 wins, about 16 podiums. And well, I know I've got 5. My 8-year-old nephew continually tells me I've failed 5 times. Right. It's into me, yeah.
We were chatting just before you came on, Kurt, about the restrictions. There's some restrictions for you guys before you're about to have the race. Music, you're not allowed to listen to music, is that true?
Yeah, so no music allowed in the call room. So you're taken away 30 seconds before you race, and it's deemed as, I guess, performance enhancing, because you can send yourself into runner's high so quickly with music. Right. So you can, rather than focusing on that voice that you're telling yourself that you can't feel the pain, you actually focus on a beat, and that just allows your arms to act as pistons then, and you just forget the pain and focus on that thump.
So you're saying Taylor Swift is performance enhancing?
Yes, exactly.
What would you be listening to if you're allowed to and you could? What would you be taking out there with you?
Mate, I would get some form of electronic bass, and I would put it in my ears, and I've trained with music, and I would knock out 5 minutes off a marathon, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah.
That.
You would fall over before you really got tired, I think. Yeah.
You know what is performance enhancing is a family. And having a beautiful wife, but having children. That is performance enhancing. If you do the right thing by your children, and we can see this would have been the first time your young bloke, I'm not sure he'll remember it down the track, but saw you perform and win New York. That would be one of the great moments, I would have thought, not just in your career, but in your life.
Mate, life enhancing. I don't know whether performance enhancing. Lack of sleep is a tough one. And I'd like to pretend that I get up every time I hear him cry, but I kind of... oh no, I didn't hear a thing last night. Sorry, but the benefit of having those guys at the finish line and the emotions attached to it, and that finish line there's a lot of joy there, right? But when you've got the people who mean the most to you in the world with you, it just escalates. It slings it forward, and it's great.
When you were born, the doctors said to your parents, "Look, probably won't live for a week, so get that wrapped around your head." And here you are now, having done what you've done. Was there ever a prospect that you wouldn't be able to have a family? Was that ever put in front of you? Oh,
no, not really. No. I never really looked into it. I I then started to meet other people. I'm one in 200,000, I think, of every 200,000th person will potentially have what I have. It's lumbosacral agenesis, and being about 15 kilos overweight when you're 13 isn't part of the disability, but I was carrying a few.
Look at that kid, Kurt.
But, mate, I think that it was more. I never asked, and I knew that it was a sporadic thing. And to tell the truth, I didn't realise it was a negative thing. It was all just difference.
When you talk about your career, which you have been, and the amount of achievements, it's incredible. Is there something extra? Is there something else you've been eyeing off, or even something that's quite out there? You think, well, that's one that I need to tick off. Like, where do you go after you've achieved so much?
Mate, I need to get back to the Paralympics. That's who I am, you know. And I went through London and I had 4 races, and I lost to another athlete by less than a second in most of them. I want another crack at that. That moment in the green and gold, I'm probably only got a couple more races with it. Rio will be my last Paralympics. I want to get back there, and I want that one more moment where you are just perfect. And I reckon the green and gold it escalates it as well. And again, you're taking, in those races, you're taking your family with you, you're taking your community with you. It's as good as it gets. That moment is as good as it gets.
The Great Wall of China, the marathons, I think the thing that stands out to me in the vision I've seen is Kokoda, which is a ridiculous achievement. To be completely frank, for anyone to get their way through Kokoda, you obviously did it. Gee whiz, that must have been tough.
Started at 53 kilos, finished at 46.
Wow.
That was 7 days after New York. It was just damaging, mate. That right there, I have blisters from one hip at the bottom of my belly to the other, just a line where I had to pivot, where your knees go down and you lift yourself up. And blisters straight across. Blisters from the palm of my hand, halfway up my forehand. It was incredible. The emotions attached to that place and the people that were with me, brothers, cousins, and then it all just kind of added. And I think if you can't find a special place on that track to deal with discomfort, you're struggling, because that just gives you so much. That place is like our sacred ground up there. It's incredible.
Hey, Kurt, thanks for coming in, having a chat with us. This is the medal from your 5th marathon. Congratulations. You can't get the medal at home, but you can get the book. It is called Pushing the Limits. Kurt, best of luck with everything. We hope to see you back in the Paralympics. Thanks for coming in on the Thursday night sports show.